With the 07 Sprint ST, the only adjustable features we have are preload in the front forks, again with a really big screwdriver like the VFR so you don't mar up the preload adjuster. And then on the shock, we have hydraulic preload and also rebound.
Accolade Motorsports, your source for BMW, KTM, Triumph, and MV Agusta motorcycles. Accolade Motorsports.
We'll have Dave pull up on the bike because we do have some free sag in this motorcycle. Okay, let it go. Have 1/2 inch of free sag in the bike, so 21.5. Go ahead. Now remember, this is a sport touring motorcycle. It should be sprung well enough to cope with bags, 2-up riding, that kind of stuff. And already we're well over 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inches of travel. So for the street use that this bike is set up for, obviously not going canyon carving and going to the track and really hammering on it at the track, it's set up very well. However, if we're going to load it up with a passenger and load it up with bags, we'd have to crank all the preload in and see what the measurement was then to make sure that the geometry of the motorcycle is correct. As it's a telescopic fork, we will not be able to see inside. And we're at 3.5 inches as is, so we definitely want to pour the oil out of this, put 10 or 15 weight in it, and in this instance, for around 200 pounds, upgrade the springs 1 notch. Okay, on to Hailey on the bike, so 40 pounds less. And we're almost at 1 inch, so we could soften this up. It'd probably be too stiff for someone 130, 140. But if you're running 150, 160, you'd probably be right exactly where you need to be. So that if you did put some luggage on it, there'd be a minimal adjustment as far as sag goes on the preload. And onto the front. Now obviously, this will be a lot better than it was with Dave on the bike. And we're at 4 inches of exposed travel on the front, so that would work perfectly. When we add weight to the back and pick up the back of the chassis, we still want to retain that weight and sag on the front. So if you're in this range of about 150, leave the front alone, it'll work fine. Just use 10 or 15 weight oil. Okay, now with Chris on the bike, we can visibly see the bike drop right down. And we're at almost 1 3/4 inches. So obviously in this instance, we're going to upgrade the spring no matter what. That way we can cope with 2-up riding and hard bags. And then given that that's the case and knowing what the front end is like, this is going to be way too soft. 3 inches, so we'd probably upgrade for his weight, try 15 or 20 weight oil, and then springs to suit.